How's everyone doing today? It's CJ Halleck with cjhalleck.com. And if you followed along so far, we've got our domain and our hosting, SSL certificate, all that fun stuff. And we've installed WordPress. We've installed a template that I created for you guys. It's available over on digitoolbag.com, digitoolbag.com. And at this point, we're moving forward in the tutorial with the customize section. Now, I want a disclaimer that depending on the theme you're using, plugins you're using, version of WordPress, all that stuff, you may see different things in your customized section on WordPress than I have up on the screen, or that I'm about to have up on the screen. And that's totally fine. Just pay attention to what's there. But if you follow along with the tutorial, you should be seeing what I have. So under the appearance section, you'll want to come down and click on customize. We'll go ahead and get this rolling, and basically you can see the premium modules available. If you open this up, you see it's all with GeneratePress, which is the free WordPress theme that we're using to build this website. And if you buy the premium version, it has all these different things it'll do. You can do with it. And the premium version of GeneratePress is $49.95. For what we're doing, you won't need this. I don't have a premium version of GeneratePress, but I will link this up in the description for the video below, so be sure to check that out. And you can, just go here and grab it if you want to use it. But like I said, I'm not going to at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and close that out. We're going to go ahead and get started with site identity. This is where you're going to have your site title, tagline. You're going to upload your logos and your icon, which your icon needs to be 512 by 512. The logo and Retina logo doesn't have a necessary size that you need to have. The one thing it does have, one thing I do recommend, is that you keep the Retina logo approximately 640 pixels wide and 320 pixels on the regular logo if you're doing horizontal logos. If you're doing like a square or a circle or something, which basically like what you're using for your site icon, I would basically just divide the 512 by 512 in half, or whatever if you're doing different sizes. But if it's a taller logo, either way, you just want to make sure that the Retina logo is twice the size of the regular logo. And I'm going to go into Photoshop and we're going to set these logos up here in a second. But for right now, I'm going to come over here to my other screen, and I have my profile needs worksheet that I've been putting my information in on. And I'm going to actually change the tagline. Let's see here. And I hope you guys don't mind Boys II Men and whatever else plays. It's just a slow R&B playlist. Works for good background music. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy the tagline. We're going to put that in here. And then now it's time for the logo. So I can basically come over to my folder here, and I'm off page in another browser, so you guys aren't thinking I'm crazy. I'm going to go ahead and open the logo. And that's a JPEG. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Alright, so I got the EPS opened up here. I'll just go ahead and put 300. And I'll adjust everything here in a second. Alright, so you see I have the horizontal logo. I have all this extra space in the canvas, so I'm going to go ahead and crop down and make sure I get rid of that. I normally like to leave extra space just because it gives an extra padding almost. Unless, for this one, I know I'm putting the, and I'm actually going to go ahead and go in on it. But I know I'm putting it aligned left on my header, and I want it to be same as everything else in the body. So I'm going to go ahead and clip that to the very edge of it, just to make sure that we get that right. And since I did that, I might as well do it on the other one. So let's go ahead, bring that down there, and then we'll bring that up to the bottom there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and crop that. And then now, if you want, I'm going to go ahead, let's see, save as, and I'm going to save this as a PNG, so I have that file for future reference. No, I'm not. I lied. Just go ahead and click save. It's under CMYK, so the PNG format is not going to show up here. But Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the image size, and like I said, we're going to go width at 640 and hit OK. And now that we have that, that is set up for the Retina display. So I'm going to come in under File, we're going to go Save for Web, and then we're going to come in here and choose PNG. It's set at 640. We'll click Save, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in that folder. We got a logo and Retina. Save. So I have that saved as the Retina, and then I'll come in and do Save for Web again. Change the 640 to 320. Hit Save. Select that. And I'm going to change Retina to regular. And save. Alright, so now that we have those done, we're going to go back, and I already have the icon. I did the entire icon in its own video. If you want to check that out, I'll be sure to link it up in the description. If not, it'll be on my YouTube channel. So we're going to go ahead and click Remove on both of these. Then we're going to select the logo and Upload. And I'm going to go ahead and come in here. I'm going to select both of them, so I only have to do this once. And I'm going to drag them in. And like I've said before, you want to make sure that when you do new images, that you have an alt text and description in everything that you upload. And make sure, once again, I did the save for mobile, the save as, so these images are optimized for the web. If you don't have Photoshop, tinypng.com is amazing. I highly recommend you use that platform. You can optimize, I think it's up to 20 or 25 images at one time, totally free. You just drag them in and let it go through the process. So I'm going to come in here and just do TBF Labs logo. TBF Labs logo. And you can, normally it's best that everything isn't the exact same. But for right now, I'm just trying to get this stuff done so I can get to the meat of the tutorial. So I'm going to just go ahead and run through it that way. I'm going to go ahead and skip cropping. So now we'll do the Retina logo. Alright, so now that we have that set up, we have our logo in place. We have our title, tagline. We'll remove the icon, select image, and we will drag in the icon. And then copy and paste and select. Alright, so we have all that done. Let's go ahead and publish. It's not there yet, sometimes it take a second to process, but our favoricon's done, site icon, logos, site title, all that fun stuff. So that's the first thing we're doing, site identity and customize. Now you're going to come into the other things, and I'm going to just kind of run through what these do, if you need to touch them, all that fun stuff. Basically, the container width is the width of the website, right? It's set at 1200 pixels. I don't touch that hardly ever. Same thing for the header, primary navigation, same thing. I don't touch it. I don't touch the sidebars, footer, none of that. And then of course the last one is the blog, and then you can choose what content is actually displayed on the blog page, but we're doing a custom blog page, so we're not even going to worry about that. So as far as the layout's concerned, we're not touching anything there. Colors, this is where you're going to want to select your primary colors for the entire website. You can choose your background color, change, if you want it to have a darker background, you can do that here. You can go full black if you want, doesn't really matter. I'm going to leave it white for now. Text color, I highly recommend that you do not use by default like the straight black, this one down here, which is 00 to 6 zeros, basically because to me, and it's documented proof, it's hard on the eyes when it's that black, so you want to go on a softer, like a dark gray. So I just we'll do all threes, get that back to kind of a darker gray. What your link colors, all that is, you can change those if you want. I'm going to leave that as is. So if you have specific colors for your brand and you want those to reflect throughout the site, this is one of the places where you would change to get that reflecting site-wide. Next thing is your typography, what font and the family and what's available in your editor. I have everything set to Roboto, which is a basic, kind of a basic default font family. You can come up and change it to whatever you want. I know I did the logo, if I remember correctly, in Arial. So I'm going to go ahead and select Arial, get that changed over for everything. And you won't see the changes because this stuff is set. Some of this stuff is set to a specific font, and we'll get into the header and footer and all that stuff here in later videos. But I'm going to set that to Arial, back out. General, don't worry about that. We'll leave that checked. Menus. This will display the default menus that you installed with the template that I created for you guys. If you haven't done that and you're just starting from scratch and you wanted to build it all yourself, you'll have to create menus, which you can do here, or you can do on the in the dashboard side of things, and I will go through menus in a later video. Widgets, basically this is for your sidebar. If you choose to have a sidebar with your blog posts, I have done away with sidebars for most of my sites. I'm doing everything custom, so it's up to you if you know, and I have ways to do call to actions and stuff without a sidebar, so don't worry, we'll get to that later. So there's a good possibility you probably won't want to do that either. Homepage settings, you're basically going to have by default, if you don't want to do a custom blog post, you would change this section right here for post page to go to your blog, and it will automatically create the page where it implements, you know, the most recent blog post at the top and lets you, you know, see the snippets and all that stuff. But for what we're doing, we're not going to be using that because we're going to want to do some call to action and some other stuff for our blog page. And of course you have additional CSS. If you're not familiar with code, don't even worry about opening it. This is where you would put in extra CSS code. So I wouldn't worry about that. And then the Yoast SEO breadcrumbs. Then you can basically do the basic run through for your breadcrumbs here. That being said, I'm done with all of this. So I'm going to go ahead and click publish. This is going to get the logos and icons and everything that we've changed, or that you changed, because you may change stuff. You may want to, you know, do different typography or colors than I have or whatever, and that's fine. But you need to make sure you hit publish to take those live, and then we're going to go ahead and hit X. That's going to take us back to the dashboard, and we have officially finished the customized walkthrough for WordPress. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Once you subscribe, be sure to click the bell so you can get notifications when I upload new videos. And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below, and I'll do my best to answer. And if I don't have a video for what you're needing at this moment, it will go on this lovely 4-page list of videos that I'll be recording over the next few weeks. So hope this helped. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, comment below. Be great, stay boosted, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care.